Start with part two. I needed another reference image, which I forgot to show in the first part of the videos, but I did download it here. So I'm going to press number 7 on the numpad to go to the top view. All right, and then let me drag the soda top. So this is that image that I got. And it's, we need to kind of center this. Let's see here. Zero in on all of those. And then let me go to X-ray mode. And let me scale it so that it just kind of fits the ring right there. Okay, I think, let's see. All right there. Okay, so we're just gonna, but I will rotate this 90 degrees so that we're copying it kind of this way. All right, so let's start. I'm going to select the soda, so I'm gonna Coke. Again, practice what you preach. Name your stuff. Coke soda right there, and the we're working on the top. And there we go. All right, so this is the top right here, and let's take a look at I think our image is actually still bigger than okay, let me shrink the image just a little bit. All right, that can almost fit it right there, maybe just a little bit more. There we go. All right, so what I'll do here, since we're only working on this part, is that I'm going to hide everything that we're not using. Okay, so I'm gonna do Control I to invert my selection. Okay, and then we can go to mesh, and where's my press H to hide it. Okay, and then later on we can just go show hidden. Okay, and Alt H to show the hidden components. Okay, so H to hide. Oops, I don't need this one. Okay, then we'll do Alt H later on, so that we're only working on this, we don't get distracted by all the other details. Okay, so let's go to X-ray mode. Okay, so what we need to do here is to create this first dip right here. So there's like 3 layers of them. Okay, so we selected it. I'm gonna press I, so we get another sort of like a layer right there. Okay, and there's no going around this. We need to basically just get all the shape to kind of get in there. So I'm gonna click on my symmetry. It'll be quick, it's not such a big deal that all right, when we can straighten those lines in there if we need to. So we're just basically grabbing the shape of that from the inset face that we did. Might have to adjust those to leave room for the other one. And let's see, right there. So basically we're just tracing the image. And if there's any points that are too close to each other, that's when we start kind of spacing them out. But it looks like everything is fine right here. I probably didn't even need to mess with that, but we'll move that a little bit. All right, and you want your topology to not kind of struggle with stretching, so you want to keep it relatively close, and you want it at a good angle. All right, so since we're symmetrizing this, and I'm assuming here that we're off a little bit, so that's fine right there. Okay, And now we just need to select the face again here. And we need to press I again. Okay, right there. And then let's do this in 3D. I'm going to press dot on the numpad to center on that one. Then we just need to lower this. All right. Is that too much? Probably. All right, so that's the first kind of dip. All right. Next, it's this part right here. So we need to press I again. All right, I'm going to go as far as I can right there to kind of get that shape. And it's already very similar. Okay, so I don't need to do much here. Probably move those up. All right, and then this guy's right here would have to go way down here. There's probably gonna be a bunch of them right there. We have to kind of space them out. Okay, so let's go here and kind of follow that formation. All right. Okay, I think that's fine right there. Press number 3 to select this poly. Press I again, but just a little bit. Then this one needs to go down as well. Right there. Okay, and then finally the last part. So this will be easy because it's already almost the same shape. I'm going to press I again and leave it right there. Press number 1 to go to point mode. And we're doing the exact same thing. All right. And again, I have symmetry on the X so that this one here just follows along. You can also do mirror if you prefer. All right, let's take a look. I think that's all right there. Press I, and that goes lower again. Okay, so let's take a look. We might not be able to see all that, not unless we add more kind of details to it, because we are using let's see here what we can do. There you go. So we're going to have to make those hard crease. Okay, so let me take a look. They do have a bevel on some of them, so let's first take a look. So I'm going to select all of them so that we can retain their shape right there. Let's see, can we also see that? Yeah, we can also see this one. Okay, I'm gonna right click and then mark sharp. So since we have our auto smooth will basically force them to be sharp and not be smooth, so we get to see the detail. Okay, so select the edges, right click it, mark sharp, and if you made a mistake and you happen to select any parts that are not supposed to be, and there's that option to clear sharp to clear that. Okay, so that looks good right there. We just need the tab part. Okay, so let's take a look. Go to number 7 here, press tab, and go to so this part right here. So this will be have to be a separate object. I don't want to extrude this right here in case you want to, you know, an option to animate and then pop it and whatnot. So, all right, so I'm going to unhide everything on this one. Alt H. All right, it'll be a new object, okay? And then what we'll do is that we'll hide this, and then we can work on this by itself, okay? So to do this, I think I'm going to use a cylinder for this one, probably 16 segments. Okay, and let's go. Cylinder. Okay, let me turn off that one so you could see what we're working on. It's on 32 vertices. Let me cut that down to 16. We get half. Okay, let me save in case I crash. Okay, and then we're going to go X-ray mode. And we just want that kind of portion right there. So I'm going to scale this cylinder and then position it right there. So it's pretty close already. Okay, and we just want basically half of this one. And we don't need all the parts cylinder, just the top. So unlike before, we just want to select the top portion. Okay, Control I to invert selection, then delete faces. We'll only have the top. All right, and you probably know the drill at this point. We're just going to press I and then do all that stuff, right? So I will symmetrize this. Press X right there, and then go to hit tab, edit mode, point mode. Symmetry is on, so I'm going to again follow along on that one. We might need to move some of this up. It's probably going to go here. So if you want to flatten this really quick, you can scale them. Okay, one technique if you don't want to type in numbers is you keep scaling it along the Y until there's nothing to scale and it's flat. You see it? Or you can let me click undo. You can also type in S Y-axis and then 0. That will flatten it. So sometimes typing it's not convenient because you're probably using a tablet and you're using the mouse, and that's one way to kind of handle that. Okay, so I'm going to move this up probably about halfway right there, and then scale this here. Again, I'm using tools here. I'm trying not to use a lot of keyboard shortcut because we're targeting again absolute beginner Blender users. Okay, and just kind of position all this following along that tab right there. Let's see. All right, that's probably fine right there. On this part, we're just going to kind of reverse this and duplicate it. And all right, so number 3, select this, press I, inset faces, and there's that. All right, and if I'm going to select this, want to make it round, let's try our loop tool. Let's see if it works. There we go. So loop tool is an add-on. If you're not sure yet, if you haven't done it, go to preferences. Just type in add-on, on add-on right there. Sorry, type in loop and make sure it's on. Check mark, and then the reason for that is you right-click and then you get a lot of this really cool tools. And you can just kind of make it circle. Of course, it's not circle perfect. It's kind of like a ellipse, but you're closer to the shape once you make it circle, and you can just kind of scale this like so, and then move that up. All right, and scale it again, just so that you're close. You're not. It's not perfect, but all right, I'm gonna press number 1 right there to kind of just get the shape a little bit more true to the sample that we have. All right, again, we're conforming the one side. We're only right here. Okay, so that's done right there. Now we just have to duplicate that. Okay, I'm going to hit tab. I'm going to select everything. Press 3, press A to select everything. I'm going to do Shift D. Oh, sorry. Duplicate it, Shift D. And then I'm not going to move it. I'm going to press rotate R, hold down Control, and then just kind of flip it around like so perfectly, right? So then move this down so we get the bottom part. Okay, so now it's probably a good time to teach you guys how to do merging. In previous versions of Blender, merging is Alt M, now it's M, or you right click. So I'm going to go to point mode. Okay, and there's merge vertice. Okay, keyboard shortcut is M. So let's do this kind of one at a time so you actually learn how to do it. So if I select that point first, and then I'm going to turn that off so that you see it. Then I select this last. So if I want this to snap to the last one, I press M, and I'm going to go at last. So it goes in there. Okay. If you want the two to meet in the center, you press M and you go center. You want to do first, you press M, then you go at first. So you get the drift. Okay. Shift R is to repeat the last command. Okay. Oh yeah, previous one right here. So I'm gonna go M at last. So we get a straight line. At last, so Shift R. All right. Another way is to select everything and then right click, merge by sorry. Oh, it's not separated, but it merge by distance, and then you can drag that distance and they'll kind of, there's like a point of attraction and then they connect. Okay. All right, so let's finish this up. Again, I'm trying to straighten my topology right here so it's not kind of stretched. So very important that you learn what you need to do with topology at the beginning, so you don't have to struggle with that later on, because when you're just starting, and we all started this way, we are attracted to high polygon count. So we always do a lot of high polygon, and it just makes it harder to do some modeling when it's high poly like that. All right, so what I'll do here is I'm gonna move this maybe right there. Okay, I'm gonna flatten this, so SY0. Okay, I'm going to move it up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to press number 2 to edge mode. Then I'm going to extrude this. Press E. I canceled it so that I can let me see here. Oops. Let me do that again since I messed it up. Okay, so I'm going to press E, and then it's just going to go wherever it wants. Let me turn off my symmetry first. Okay, I'm going to press E and then Y, so it just all goes up. Turn this back on. All right, I'm going to need to do some cuts right here, so I'm going to do Control R and scroll the mouse. I probably need 3 right there. Okay, I'm going to press 1 to go back to point mode, and then right back at rounding this off. All right, it's probably fine right there. This one, you can just make this as part of it, or you can make it into another one. It's totally up to you. Let's try it here. It can be a separate object. I'll probably would do just separate object with that. Oops. I don't need that one right there. Okay, right there, and then I'm going to press I. Let's see if this works. Okay, and then I'm going to right click loop tool circle. It did some. Oh, let me simplify it. I'm going to click undo. I'm actually going to dissolve all these lines right here. Okay, just leave those. X and then dissolve edges. Let's see if it will do it now that it's a little bit cleaner. Okay, and then we can rotate it and scale it. All right, so it's kind of similar to that one, but what it'll do is I probably will make this one a little bit smaller. Press E to extrude. Press E to extrude again. then press S to get bigger, press E so that it looks like it's a separate button. Okay, hard to see, but all right, so now let's delete the other objects that we don't need right here. So this one, face. All right, so that's our tab right there. So we just need to make it thicker. So we're going to need the help of solidify. I can also select the bottom and then just extrude it, but let's introduce a modifier called solidify, which we did with the Pokeball. Okay, even thickness right there, and then let's make this, I don't know how thick this should be for the tab, maybe something like that. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. Oh, it's affecting the top one here also, so all right, only rim, there we go. Actually no, we need the, okay, let's just not use this one, let's just simplify it. That can be a separate object, so that's the one that's causing all the, so I'm gonna select all this, Control plus to increase my selection. Plus one more. Invert the selection. Press E to extrude. Ah, I do have double cut there. So didn't see that one. All right, so now I move this up. Okay. All right, and that'll probably do it. If we okay, right here, and then we can just select all this. Press F to kind of, oh, actually I should have probably done it before this. See what's happening now is that none of this is, only the edge was actually extruded. Okay, because it didn't really it has a close it's an opening right here. All right, so what I'll do is I will just select all this. It's probably a better way of making that. So I'm going to press P, separate by selection. So this is now a different separate object. Let's just kind of move it up first. Okay, on this one, does it have that hole? Probably not that big right there. All right, so let me just clean this up. Get rid of that. Okay, and then here, number 2, press F to fill in that cap. All right, then we can add solidify. Okay, apply the solidify. All right, and now we can just kind of move that one right there. All right, that'll probably work. If you're not happy with the look, that it looks very faceted, you can apply a subdivision surface to this, which will smooth it out very nicely like so. And you can right click and shade smooth. You can do the same thing with that, or that's just a fancy, you could have done just a cylinder on this one. All right, but there you have it. Maybe scale this by a bit, and I want the center to go back to its center, so I'm going to go set origin to geometry. There you go. I'll make that button a little thicker. Right click, shade smooth. Okay, same thing with this one. Origin to geometry. All right, in case you want it as a really nice smooth one, or you want to keep it as a flat shade faceted look, totally up to you. I'll probably leave it like this. All right, so we are now done with this drawing. We can delete that, and we can bring out our soda can, and our object, of course, it's sandwich in the center. Cylinder, I'll name this after I grab it. That can go up now. Whoa. Okay, so this will be, we'll probably join this together, and then to the can as well, or we can always separate it. Let's just kind of join it all together now. Okay, so we'll lose all the subdivision surface and whatnot, because it follows the all right, and that's that. Probably need to move it higher, so I can select all this, Control plus. Since it's a separate selection, we'll just, okay, there we go. So slightly hovering right there. Okay, and that's our soda can with the lid for part 2.